You're going to Brazil!
And here we go, finally talking about Sepultura. Sepultura are one of the most legendary bands to come out of Brazil, and they are one of my absolute most favorite bands. The band was formed by two super talented brothers, Max and Igor Cavalera. These two are so fucking cool, I just love them. They would both eventually leave the band though, and now the band is just mostly new members, and are in the middle of doing a retirement tour that feels like it's lasted 10 fucking years. But anyways, it's time for me to stop yapping and to move on to the actual albums, starting with Morbid Visions. Damn, this is freaking raw. Early in their careers, they were a thrash band, but you could definitely tell there's some very early black metal influences on here. This album is pretty impressive, especially when you consider that they were basically kids when they made this. This album may be primitive to today's standards. It still sounds pretty freaking good. I wouldn't consider this a favorite of mine, but it's definitely a better record to come out from the 80s. Schizophrenia. Fucking This continues the momentum they had on their debut. These two albums came out only a year apart, and I think it came out good. It's a bit better than the debut. The thoughts I had on the debut could probably be applied on this album as well. They are pretty good, but they just haven't wowed me. I was unfamiliar with the first two albums, but with these next four, we are marching towards familiar territory. Beneath the Remains. Now we're getting to the albums. This album's so freaking good, dude. The title track, Inner Self, Stronger Than Hate, Mass Hypnosis, filled with bangers. I would immediately consider this as an all-time favorite for me. It's just one of the best thrash albums from the 80s. And now we move on to their 90s run, Arise. Man, this one has a very ugly sound, but in a good way. We're still at that very thrashy sound. I believe they changed their style after this album, but this still sounds very good. Orgasmatron being a huge highlight for me. I still think Beneath the Remains was better, but this is still a damn great album. Chaos AD. Oh yeah, no, this is an album. The band switched up their style to the groove metal genre, and I think it really did pay off. I really think groove metal works very well for them. They even sprinkle in a bit of their Brazilian roots on this. My favorite songs on this are Territory, Slave New World, Manifest, and The Hunt. Fucking bangers. Now, this may be a pretty good album to implement this new style, but I think there's an album that did this a lot better. Roots. This is their best album. Yeah, that's right, I said it. Better yet, I'm gonna put in the very tippity top. I don't wanna hear it. It's a fantastic album. I don't understand why this album gets hate when it has some of their absolute best songs. This album opens up with 4 absolutely great tracks. Roots, Bloody Roots is absolutely iconic. Attitude is brutal with the infectious drumming. Cutthroat is a mega headbanger. And Rata Mahata does a fantastic job blending in tribal music with metal. And those aren't even the only good ones on here. Straight Hate, Spit, Born Stubborn. Hell, even It's Sorry is good. And that is straight up a tribal song. Roots is a fantastic record, and it deserves a lot more praise. Well, those were the only 4 albums I was familiar with, and now we go back to unfamiliar territory. Against. After Roots, Max would leave Sepultura to form Soulfly, and Derek Green would come in to fill in Max's spot. And for his album debut, I think it's pretty good. It's definitely weaker compared to all the other albums we just went through. It's gonna be hard to beat a legendary 6 album run, but it's a start. Old Earth and Boycott are really catchy though. Nation. I don't have too much to say about this album. It's good. It's just a lot of the tracks didn't stand out to me. It's just more Sepultura. Roar Back. Now this is an improvement. Come Back Alive, Apes of God, Corrupted, Activist, Bullet the Blue Sky. This one's pretty good. While the last album had tracks that didn't really catch my attention, this one's definitely a step in the right direction. Dante 21. Okay, we're getting better. This will be the last album that will feature Igor Cavalera before he left. But no, this album is a freaking bopper. I hope this means that each album I'm going to be listening to, they're going to be slightly improving. I also heard tiny bits of their thrash sound coming back. Well, let's see if they can get even better with Alex. And that streak continues. Quite a big chunk of songs we got on this one. I really like how this one seems to have parts to it, like different sections of the album, and they are really putting more of their thrash elements. It is extremely random that there's just a Beethoven cover at the end of this, but hey, I guess to hell with it. I'm all here for it. But no, these albums are actually impressing me so far. Like, yeah, we're still not at that peak quality the band had when Max was still with them, but they are clearly improving with each new album they release. Kairos. This is doing something similar that the last album does, splitting the album into small sections. I just like it when albums do that. I did like Alex a bit more, but this record is still great. Alright, we're almost done with this, so let's move on to The Mediator Between Head and Hands Must Be the Heart. Long ass title aside, we're still coming out with great albums. Although I still don't think this is better than Alex, They're still coming out with bangers. I especially really like the final track. That title's still too long though. Machine Messiah. Man, this one's really great. This album opens up with a mostly hypnotic track, and then kicks your balls with the explosive I Am Enemy, and then it's all smooth sailing. The tracks are just very heavy while also having some beat to it. I definitely would consider this as one of their better ones. Well, let's see if they end strong with Quatra. Well, holy spongoli. Now this is fantastic. Non-stop relentless thrash. Means to an end. Last time. Ali. Raging Void. Autumn. Like damn, they really went out with a bang. If this is truly their last album, then what a way to go out. And finally we are done. What a legendary run this band had. From the godly run when Max was still with the band, even to the era when Derek became the front man. Nearly all of these albums have been mostly consistent for the most part. Sepultura is just one of the all-time greats. And now to finally rank the albums from worst to best. Nation, Against, Roarback, Dante 21, Kairos, Long Ass Title, Machine Messiah, Morbid Visions, Schizophrenia, Alix, Quatra, Arise, Chaos AD, Beneath the Remains, Roots. And like I said, next video is going to be on Soulfly, so we can complete this two-parter, and hopefully I can get it out on time for the release of the new album. Well, that's finally the end of the video, so now you can get out of here.